Hello everyone and welcome back to game week 3 of the 2023-24 PTC Therapeutics Premiership, where you join myself, Ryan Sipple, and my co-commentator Greg Baxter for what promises to be one of the games of the weekend, which will be contested between Teesside and Leeds Chariots. Greg, give me your thoughts on this one.
As we get underway, I want to see a lot better from Teesside.
Yeah.
Their earlier 2-0 defeat to West Brom, they didn't turn up at all, really. Complete shadows of the team they've been all season. If they do that here against Leeds, it could be a really long 40 minutes, because this is a side just really exciting attacking play.
Yeah, started with a statement of intent already following that 4-1 victory over Hull and East Yorkshire PFC earlier today. Their team comprised of Lewis Harris, Dan Rigby, Jack Maxwell and Jack Britton. Incredible power that Dan Rigby generates as Lewis Harris just guides it out of play. Teesside have Alistair Hay, Tyler Reeve, Mitch Tinkler and Ed Common. We obviously had the privilege of watching their earlier 2-0 defeat against West Bromwich Albion, where they just didn't create any opportunities. No doubt they would have gone back to the drawing board and will not want the same occurrence here.
No, you would hope that they've gone back and had a look at the footage and gone, where did it go so wrong? Mitch Tinkler nearly putting Teesside 1-0 up, but the counter-attack here for Leeds.
Yeah, end-to-end stuff already. Attack versus attack. I suspect we could see a number of goals in this game. If the first minute and a half are anything to go by.
That's a great chance from Mitch Tinkler there.
Yeah.
Disappointed he didn't find the corner more. His shot was a little bit too far down the middle. Made it easy for Lewis Harris to save. I think it was Lewis.
Dan Rigby battling away on the edge of the Teesside box. Here's Jack Maxwell to his left, the right as you're viewing it. Jack Britton fairly well shielded on the other side.
I'm getting shades of Marcus Harrison already. This is going back to our earlier conversation in that game about players that can jostle and dribble and also play 4 out. I think Dan Rigby's, there's a conversation to be had that he should be in that argument.
He's incredibly versatile, and that's why he's so highly regarded within the England setup. Jack Maxwell dispossessed by Tyler Reeve, and now they've got strength in numbers, 3 versus 2. Dan Rigby has to come back to support Lewis Harris in defence. 2-on-1, fortunately for Leeds, in their favour.
Great chance there, 3v1, and just poor pass from Tyler Reeve, not enough pace on it, just didn't connect with it right, and that allowed Rigby to get back, and it drew Ed Common in, and then gave away the 2-on-1.
Britton. Interesting choice to opt to pass back to Dan Rigby, who's there in a very congested area. And Dan Rigby's tried to force it there, and will be very fortunate that Ed Common and co weren't able to capitalise.
I think we're already seeing the range of passing that Dan Rigby possesses. He is not afraid to go either way. Really got a sort of 360 field of vision to play passes.
Common over to Tinkler, gets a vital connection, but Dan Rigby is going to have an effort at goal. Alistair Hay has to clear with his back wheel. Corner kick for Leeds. Always a danger when facing Dan Rigby. Can generate so much power and accuracy to turn the tide in a matter of seconds. He has responsibilities of this corner kick into the side of Tyler Reeves' chair.
I just went from one end of the court to the other with one kick of the ball. It was one spin of the ball, I should say. It just weren't enough pace on the pass from Tyler Reeves and made it easy for Dan Rigby to intercept.
Good positioning from Tyler there. Such a key battle between Reeve and Rigby, as Rigby attempts another effort at goal. An open goal for Jack Britton to open the scoring. Relentless pressure from Dan Rigby, who managed to pick out the number 7 Jack Britton on the left-hand side. Leeds Chariots 1, Teesside 0. They're good value for it as well.
There's something really not right with Teesside. They look really disjointed, just not singing off the same hymn sheet, so to speak. I can't quite put my finger on it, but there is something that just, they are not clicking anywhere near as well as they usually do.
No, that certainly was the case in their earlier defeat against West Bromwich Albion. It looks like they've started in similar fashion here. This is their final games of the day. They were only a point behind Aspire at the start of the day. But now, with this result, or potential, with both West Brom and Aspire picking up maximum points across today's action.
You watch, I've said all this, and they will find it just in time for tomorrow morning when we decide to take it.
Typically would be the case, but I think they're still in this game. Starting to occupy more attacking positions.
That's a good referee in that.
2-on-1 in favour of Leeds Chariots, coached by Paul Gorman and Russ Rigby. Nice dummy there from Dan Rigby. Back to Britton, pick off to Rigby, starting to these short, snappy exchange passes. Good work from Ed Common. Little moments of magic starting to crop up as Mitch Tinkler has an audacious effort. But Harris and Rigby well versed to that type of opportunity. Good work from Alistair Hay. Has to be alert. The danger still very much present. Spearheaded by Dan Rigby. Trying to find Jack Maxwell.
Very nearly found a ball's width gap there between Alistair Hay and Tyler Reeve.
I have to say that Leeds Chariots have started this game absolutely brilliantly. Most notably, their number 21, Dan Rigby, Looks like a man possessed. Lewis Harris, rare involvement. Really, really nice football. Slightly forced from Jack Maxwell. I'd like to see a little bit more angle and effort trying to pick out Jack Britton on the left-hand wing. Tinkler, an opportunity at goal, just snapped at it. Really unfortunate for himself and Teesside. Would have liked to have at least seen that be on target.
It's a bit scrappy, a bit bitty at the minute. It's lovely work between Jack Maxwell and Dan Rigby earlier on. I disagree with you slightly. I don't think he forced it. I just think he got it. Just didn't connect with it as he would have liked. I think he could have paid another one back to Dan Rigby.
Yeah.
I think he just got it right. It's a shame because it was really well worked.
It's one thing producing passes like that around a defence, another thing altogether when that defence is comprised of Ed Common and Tyler Reeve. Mitch Tinkler has come off. Owen Swift has entered the field of play. Rigby. Millimetres away from it, Tyler Reeve there, and now a chance for Leeds Chariots, starting to really open up.
It's really end-to-end football, this, isn't it?
It really is there. Tyler Reeve was, honestly, he could have put just about a sheet of paper in between that, and that was the difference between not connecting and connecting.
Substitution for Teesside as well. Which Tinker's gone off.
You said that?
Did you? I'm completely drawn.
You concentrating?
I'm drawn in. I'm too busy watching the game, to be honest. I'm drawn in. It's been entertaining. Very entertaining. End to end. The chance here for Owen Swift. Shot. Saved by Lewis Harris. I can only apologise for not listening
apology
to your
accepted.
dulcet tones.
Opportunity for Teesside as Owen Swift has his second effort in as many minutes.
Yeah, we're disappointed with that one. Owen,
The chances have been there for Teesside. It's just about capitalising before Leeds have the potential of doubling their advantage.
I know that feeling. Creating chances and not necessarily taking them.
In which are you referring to? Because Sevenoaks didn't create any chances in that last game.
Oh, I think that's being a bit harsh. I think you're being a tad harsh there, Ryan. I'm going to force you to watch it back now at dinner and just point out every single chance. Kick in for Teesside. Deep in their own half. Tyler Reeve will dribble out. Reeve and Rigby, that is a battle that could go on for the next few years.
Yeah, both of them will be such key players for the international team for years to come if they can carry on their current trajectory and development. They'll no doubt be in England teams at World Cups and European Championships. Ed Coleman trying to flick it goal bound, but Dan Rigby comfortably receives that and dribbles it back into Teesside's half. Britton. Teesside are really struggling to break that press of Dan Rigby.
It's relentless, isn't it? Absolutely relentless. It's just great ball there from Tyler Reeve. Callum Swift got on the end of it. He can, and that is going to roll out a play for a Teesside kick in.
Good opportunity. 4.5 minutes of this first half to be played. Leeds Chariots 1, Teesside 0. Ed Common to take. Tyler Reeve, the closest option, but well marked by that white wall of Leeds Chariots. Just drops off to receive. Jack Britton. Beautiful pick off from Dan Rigby. Likewise with the control from Jack Britton. Couldn't quite get the snap on that flick goal bound. So Tyler Reeve receives.
That was beautifully done by Jack Britton.
Yeah.
Brought it under his spell. I think what they would have wanted was maybe a rather than shot a goal, a 180 that Dan Rigby can drive onto. 3.5 minutes left. I don't really know how I feel about this first half. On one hand, it's been end to end, but on the other hand, it's been. I think still been poor
from a Teesside perspective, there's something not quite clicking. They haven't really had too many credible opportunities or efforts in front of goal. Lewis Harris, probably the most uninvolved person across this first half. Dan Rigby started the game with so much vigour and intensity. That's dropped off slightly, but worth noting they have that goal advantage. They have the flexibility to just invite that pressure on and look to break on the counter-attack.
That is what they're looking for at the minute, Teesside. That is their only option, is the counter-attack and set pieces, because they're not, like I've said before, putting together any fluid passing movements. It's not like Leeds have been at their absolute best either.
No.
But they've not needed to be.
Dan Rigby now, met by Tyler Reeve. Common occurrence in the opening 18 or so minutes. Quickly taken by Tyler Reeve. Owen Smith wasn't quite set to receive it.
Leeds will obviously be the happier of the two, given they are leading. But I don't know if they'll be too pleased with maybe the overall performance in the final third. I think the Teesside are there for the taking, and they've not quite put them to the sword.
Reeve to Swift. Final minute of the first half. Just one goal separates these two sides. Jack Britton, a brilliant finish in the 7th minute.
Lewis Harris looks like he just forgot his kit this morning. Just a green Adidas top.
Yeah, I did comment on it.
So is that another example of me not listening to you?
No, I meant to him directly.
Oh, right.
You're okay on that occasion. Trying to
Ooh.
force it over the line. Alistair Hay not too happy with that contact. Keeper on keeper. Danger still present. Jack Britton tries to pick off. At the regulation 20 into any additional time that has been accrued.
Oh, that's the thing. I thought that was a free kick. I thought Lewis Harris was a bit...
Overzealous.
Yes, a bit overzealous. Good use of that word. Forcing shots from there, really. It's a good little bit of passing there, but then forced a shot from the halfway line.
Yeah, I think that's a recurring theme across game week 3. It just doesn't look very natural. It is very forced, and no doubt Paul Pearson and Owen Swift will be the first to acknowledge that in this team talk. But thank you all that are joining myself and Greg Baxter for this game. Join us shortly for the second. Just keep
back to the second half here between Teesside PFC and Leeds PFC. Leeds with the 1-0 advantage. It really has been good performance so far from Leeds. They just want to get that second goal. Teesside on the other hand, something really isn't right in their camp. Poor performance against West Brom this morning. And again, another poor 20 minutes there. Still joined by Mr. Ryan Sipple. Ryan, thoughts on where this second half goes, potentially?
I think Leeds have the potential to really control this game from what we've seen of Teesside, yet to really put their stamp on game week 3, following 2 incredibly impressive weekends in the first and second. But Leeds fairly dominant, certainly in the first half of the first half. Teesside looking like they're going to come out with a little bit more vigour and intent, but they absolutely need to, otherwise they'll leave today's action with nothing to show for it.
And they benched Ed Common.
It hasn't really been clicking for Ed, and I don't know what that is, whether it's a positional thing. Obviously he's occupying very different spaces and a very different role than that of his Northern Thunder days. So whether he needs time to adapt, or it doesn't always have to click. Players have off days, and this may be one of them.
Yeah, I certainly think not been at his best. One of those sort of shock and awe moments when you see Ed Common drop to the bench, substituted off.
Certainly looks like they're starting to attack a little bit more in this second. Mitch Tinkler into Tyler Reeve, switches the play to Dylan Pearson. Out of play.
Get that pass across the box quite right, because Dylan Pearson was in all sorts of free space. Bring Alistair Hay up to take this kick in. To green goalkeepers.
Yep. Very advanced for Alistair Hay as Dylan Pearson just drops into that most defensive role for Teesside. But much better in the opening 4 minutes. Leeds yet to break into the Teesside half.
Early pressure from Teesside. Certainly what they need to do if they're going to get back into the game. Keep the action down this end of the court. See what options do they have here? Look, Leeds almost in a line of 4.
Yeah, Jack Maxwell, sorry, he's just dropped off Mitch Tinkler, who switches the play to Dylan Pearson. This is better, starting to get a little bit of passing going that Lewis Harris does brilliantly to break up that attack. Jack Britton has to vacate that space almost immediately to allow Lewis Harris the option to advance further up the court. Tyler Reeve now to attack for Teesside. Flicks it back to Mitch Tinkler, just guided off the front of Jack Britton's chair. Tinkler, whether or not he intended that, I think Tyler Reeve was much the better option.
To his right. Out of the way. Inside with him. Tinkler. Can he get on the end of this? Much better start on Teesside. With another.
Apologies for any technical difficulties with our audio. We're having a few complications, but hopefully we are back up now. As Teesside resume attacking pressure, which has been the predominant case in this second half.
Leeds doing a good job of just soaking up the pressure.
Yeah, they're no doubt they're just happy to absorb that pressure. Wouldn't surprise me if they're looking to mount a counter attack. Look at how deep they're set. Very low block. Now Dan Rigby has an opportunity to break. He has two options in support. He'll do well to pick out either one of them, because Tyler Reeve is constantly pressuring him.
Paul Gorman just trying to get his side to push up the court a bit more, play the game in the Teesside half as they were in the first 20 minutes of the game. Beautiful pass from Dan Rigby. Just drawing Tyler Reeve in. Maxwell. Another Leeds kick in.
Yeah, Maxwell in possession now.
Leeds still keeping the pressure on here. They've grown much more into this second half now after a slow opening 10 minutes.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see if they reintroduce Ed Common at some point.
The closer this game gets towards its conclusion, the more you may see Dan Rigby just lock it up in the dribble.
Yeah, that's all about game management. should be such an important win for Leeds Chariots. In no real way are they considered to be in a relegation battle. They're way too much quality for that, but their position in the table isn't necessarily reflective of the quality that they have or the performances they produce. They were in 7th prior to this game. I think this helps them climb up the standings. Teesside, as has been mentioned, started the day in 2nd. They'll drop to 3rd now, potentially 4th, with Villa Rockets having such a strong day.
I was trying to work this out earlier. So Villa were 5 behind at the start of the day. I don't know how Villa got on. Villa got another game later on, haven't they? Yeah, they got
Villa playing. If Villa beat Newcastle or even draw, I think they surpass Teesside in the table, which is incredibly significant for a team that goes under the radar for many people. But I had a lot of enjoyment watching their 2-0 victory over Sevenoaks. Whilst it sounds fairly comprehensive on paper, it was very closely matched, and you can obviously talk about it if you wish. But aside from Sevenoaks' performance, Villa are incredibly hard to break down, and they are very effective at grinding out one or 2 goal nil results.
Yeah, I wrote in my preview that they are defensively diligent. They are well drilled. At the best of times, hard to break down. 35 minutes, it was a fairly even game. A great pass here from Tyler Reeve. Oh, Dylan Pearson with a shot. There was a gap at the near post. If he could have tried to find it, straight at Lewis Harris. Still alive here for Teesside. Dylan Pearson trying to find Tyler Reeve. Jack Maxwell intervenes. Tinkler. Dylan Pearson. Wow. That deflection from Dan Rigby's chair could have gone anywhere. It falls to Jack Britton.
Seven minutes to go. Teesside 0, Leeds Chariots 1. Not quite the goal fest we was hoping for. Rigby trying to return the favour. Just ricochets off Tyler Reeve's chair. This is when Teesside need to try and capitalise. A lot of white shirts committed up the court. That's better. Tyler Reeve to Tinkler. Tinkler to Reeve. Again, just a little bit too forced. Whether or not it was his intention. That's going to be a Teesside ball. Substitution for Teesside sees the reintroduction of Ed Common with 6 minutes left to be played. Can the magician, as he is so aptly named in the WFA National League, pull a rabbit out of the hat?
I was going to say conjure a spell, but that works. Common. Tinkler.
Well left by Tyler Reeve. Late pressure. That's what Ed Common brings you. Direct football, which Tinkler unable to capitalise, but that's more a testament to the defensive positioning of Leeds Chariots.
It's been a better second half performance
from Teesside, certainly. A lot more structure, a lot more attacking intent. Leeds Chariots haven't really had any efforts on Alistair Hayes' goal, but whether or not they have intended to is another matter. I think they've been happy just to absorb the pressure and not leave too many vulnerabilities at the back, which has worked in their favour thus far. Just under 5 minutes to go. Off the back of Jack Britton's chair, so that will be a goal kick.
Tyler Reeve, flicked by Mitch Tinkler. Smash dash back down his throat by Dan Rigby. Good play this by Teesside. Getting Tyler Reeve's intended pass cut out by Dan Rigby.
Much better from Teesside. Aren't able to capitalise on that occasion.
I'm glad the coaches are laughing. If I'm the goalkeeper there, and Dan Rigby's absolutely let one fly for the edge of their own box when we're 1-0 up, I am having words.
Common over to Tinkler. It just seems very forced. There's no real rhythm. Dan Rigby does well to guide the other ball that's rolled over from Court B out of action. So play resumes. Lewis Harris with possession on the right-hand wing.
Imagine the controversy if a goal had gone in there.
Darren Ben, Sunderland, Liverpool back in the day with the beach ball.
I'd love to know what the rule is for that. What happens if a ball rolls in?
Yeah, very good. But I would presume a set ball.
Yes, I would assume so as well.
Dan Rigby with the corner kick. Has to be careful here. Doesn't want to be too risky. Could very easily allow Teesside to counter, which they're trying to do. In doing so, have left a lack of players in defensive positioning. So I think as a whole, this game, considering the players on the court, it's lacked a certain quality. We know that they have. Dan Rigby started so brightly, but has kind of tempered off a little bit.
It's the same for Teesside. The other game against West Brom, for all the quality on the court, it wasn't the best of games. I think Jack Britton really missed a chance there. If he stayed in reverse, he's got a lot more options available to him. There's a goal! Tyler Reeve, it's a shot out of nowhere that has clawed Teesside back on level terms. Give credit to Mitch Tinkler. There's a great little dummy in there to get out of the way and just put Lewis Harris off.
Yeah, you can look at it one of two ways. Leeds been fairly dominant across the game. Just switched off there. They'll be so disappointed that they're unlikely to secure all 3 points now. But Teesside, as we have mentioned, have been brighter in this second half. They've created more chances. They've put more attacking pressure on the Leeds defence. And whether or not you deem them good value for that equaliser, they have it, and it looks like they're going to secure a point from a game that looked almost certain to be fruitless.
See, whether Leeds at half-time made the conscious decision to sit back and protect the 1-0 lead, or whether it was just naturally from Teesside's more aggressive play at the beginning.
And that question answers a host of questions.
This is what you get when you try and sit back for 20 minutes.
Exactly. And if that was the conclusion, if that was the decision from the Leeds Chariots coaches, they'll probably be more disappointed than anyone.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were so bright in that first. If they went in at the half-time break and said more of the same, then we have to give credit to Teesside, who have changed their approach, changed their game plan, and have found the equaliser. Late pressure from Leeds Chariots here. They won't want to do anything.
He's happy keeping it in the corner, I think.
Jeopardise that late equaliser in which they found. had the regulation 20, so now into any additional time as Dan Rigby has a fortunate deflection and Jack Britton follows that up with a second effort. They have to be incredibly careful here on the edge of the box. It just goes between Maxwell and Tyler Reeve, and that will conclude the action on what was a fairly entertaining game. A tale of two halves, I would say. But overall, a fair result.
Yeah, I think I'd just about agree with you there, maybe. I think bearing in mind Leeds did just sit back for the second half and Teesside came out.
That invites pressure, that invites attacking opportunities, so they can't be too disappointed with the fact that they've only got a point when they had no attacking intent in the second.
I think they'll be disappointed they weren't more than one goal ahead at half time. I think they really missed an opportunity there. And Teesside, to their credit, were more aggressive in the second half.
Yeah.
But didn't really fashion any chances of their own until a bit of a hit and hope, you'd have to say, from Tyler Reeve. That it's one of those.
Sometimes that's what it takes to be the difference. But anyway, thank you to all that have joined myself and Greg. Last games on the day. On court A, we'll see Aspire take on Nomad Knights, and on court B, Newcastle United Foundation take on Villa Rockets. Hope you can tune in to them ones in 15 minutes time.
Get yourselves over to court B, I'd say. Story developing there.
See you soon.